one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Roll call. Mike is here. Robert is conferenced in. Terry, are you on the conference call as well? Nicole is absent. Yeah. Okay. Sam, are you here?
Yes, Sam is here.
Wood is excused. Tyresha. Adam. Joe, we got you back on there. Yeah. Steve. Yep. All right. Did you send me the minutes by chance, Terry? All right, then we'll postpone that. Next meeting, we'll have to approve this meeting's and the previous meeting minutes. Let's move on to reports. I'll go first. Paid the mailbox today, renewal 1 year for the amount of $205.44. I finalized the insurance today for Pop Warner. I did the 30-70 split. The total was $33.60. We paid out $1,044 today. The rest is due on auto debit $824. Insurance was forwarded to Pop Warner, but since it's their insurance, obviously it'll be approved. Team fees were paid $1,600. That's for 8U, 10U, 12U, 14U. We are pending right now on 6U. If we do have it, it'll be additional $400. Total team dues will be $2,000. All right, that concludes my report. I got the treasurer report here. Bank balance $6,207.33. We received a giveback check today for $70 from Kona Ice. And that should be it. Sam?
Helmets are in. We ordered 50 helmets, I think.
60
helmets. Helmets are in. We have filled all head coaching availability through the 6U all the way to 14U. Still got some assistant coaches coming on. That's about it for the old news and report.
That should be good. All right. See, Steve.
Just the fields will be open next week, and 10, 11, and 12 will all be painted.
Okay.
They'll be ready to go. The insurance, just make sure you forward that to me, too.
You should have it. You got to check your email today. You're behind.
I just checked. I did not get yours.
You did not?
Nope.
I actually put it in the, when I sent out the agenda, I attached the EOCs.
Oh, one more report from me, too.
Uh-oh.
Uniform has been, the numbers and everything has been ordered and sent to All Pro. So uniform should be here before our first jamboree. We did, 30 for each team?
I think it was 28 for Tiny Mite, since that's the max.
Yeah.
30, 8U.
And 35, I think, for 12U.
And then 30 for 14U.
We did 30 for 10U, but we might have to do more due to.
Well, there's actually a lot of 10 extra.
All right.
That'll be in the youth size between adult small and youth large. So top and bottom. And whatever we don't use, you can probably use for 10U.
So that means uniforms taken care of, equipment taken care of. So we should be ready for August the 1st.
All right. Robert, you still there?
Yep.
Anything to report?
No report.
How about Terry?
No report for this time.
All right. Thank you. Let's move on. Joe, how about you? Have anything to report? No. Adam? No. Tyresha? All right. If you step up to one. Yeah, use the mic over there. Yeah, they got to be able to hear you.
We have been approved for a Giveback Fundraiser at Applebee's on 4/41, August 7th. So a flyer is being created, and it will be emailed out to everyone.
Okay. Did they say when it was going to be done by chance, or?
Say it again?
Did they say the completion date on the flyer?
the completion date.
Yeah.
When I emailed him on Monday, he said maybe within 2 days. So they put their logo. So by the end of the week, we should have it.
Okay. Good. Once you get it, send it over so we can blast it out on social media.
Did they give you a percentage of what we'll receive?
They did not give me a percentage, but I'll follow up. I think it's about 10 or 5%, I believe. I have to follow up and see.
All right.
Okay.
All right. All right. Does anybody have anything else they want to add to reports? Any questions about reports? Good. Let's move on. All right. New business. So we got book check this weekend. Our time slot is Saturday, 2:30 p.m. So obviously we have paperwork collection tomorrow night, weather providing, of course, from 6 to 7:30. So please encourage people to come out, bring their stuff in. The longer they wait, the longer it's going to take for them to get on the field. The following week, the 29th, the 30th, and the 31st, we'll be at the fields to collect paperwork. Everything is due July 31st.
Say them dates again.
29, 30, and 31.
30th, we won't be at the field. We'll be at the opening night orientation.
All right, so, but we're still collecting paperwork those
Okay,
days.
Orientation won't be at the field though. It
All
got
right,
changed.
well, I haven't, but I mean, those dates will be collecting paperwork.
Okay.
The location will be different for the 30th. So encourage them to bring that stuff. Like I said, the sooner they bring it, the faster we can clear them. August 1st, obviously, is the first practice. Everybody's going to check in. And if they don't have all their stuff in, they're going to have to sit out. That way that, it's been like that, and that's the way it's going to stay. That way they know we're serious, because if you let them practice, it'll be 3 weeks before you get something. And then you have Pop Warner knocking down your doors asking why isn't this not turned in, and they'll pull them off the roster, and then we got to go back, put everything back in, get a reapproval, and it's more work than it's worth. Affinity and Blue Sombrero, we got a lot of work to get done there. Affinity does our rostering, Blue Sombrero does our actual registration and financials, so we're going to have to make sure that we have all players in both systems. It used to be nice, it used to be integrated, but it's not that way anymore. They switched from League One to 2 softwares now. Not a smart move, but we have to deal with it. So if we can get some extra help with that, if it's not hard to use the software, I can give you a crash course. It's pretty simple. Just so we can make sure we have everybody in there. That way we can have all our rosters updated, because that's going to be the next thing that has to be done for book checks, obviously, and just so that we know who's on what team and whether they're supposed to be on or removed and filling the wait list. So if you have any questions with that, see me afterwards, and I'll get you guys set up. All right, so opening night, Sam, you said is the 30th?
It's going opening night is Tuesday the 30th, 6:15. It will be at the Recreation Center, Royal Palm Beach Recreation Center.
Okay.
I also get out to your parents. I guess I create a flyer for that. I'd already emailed it to all the head coaches, and I told all the head coaches to email their parents. Hopefully, we send out a group email.
Yeah, I
to
will.
our account. Steve will be in room. Which one will be in again?
The Teen AB.
So Team AB, the same room we was in last year. So that'll be opening night. I'll provide the sound system for us to be able to talk, and the mics. Hopefully everyone be on time. Start at 6:15. Hopefully we start right on time. If not, we'll start at 6:20. But it's 6:15 is what we're gonna put on it.
All right, so we're aiming
How do you
for.
want the room set up?
The same as last time. 2 tables to the back side where the back door at. And just about 70 chairs, I guess. How many chairs y'all had last time? I can't remember exactly. Well, chairs.
As many as you can fit.
As many as you can fit.
As many as you can
Because
legally.
we should have over
occupy the room.
140 players, so around that range. So I don't know exactly how many parents are gonna show up, really. We don't want to stay that long. We want to stay
About 40 minutes.
about
30 minutes.
45 minutes to an hour
And you want the chairs facing the tables?
facing the table, because the board member will be at the table.
All right.
We gonna everyone gonna talk. All the board members gonna talk. So all the board members gonna talk. I'll be doing more about code of conduct and how practice will start. Well, Mike may do more about code of conduct. I do about the practice, coaches, and things like that. Then the fundraiser committee will talk about how many fundraisers we have coming up and how many and what we expect for each team to raise And you know that's $3,000, right? Each team's supposed to raise $3,000, so you'll discuss that. Terry will probably discuss more about paperwork and different things like that. Adam, he'll talk about getting the rosters and things like that. So, and then Joe will probably help me with code of conduct. And no, you won't be here. Tuesday? Yeah, it's
Tuesday.
on Tuesday. So, no, Joe won't be here.
Well, it won't be.
So, I handle everything else when it comes to like equipment and everything else.
All right. Good there, guys. Any questions?
When we go over first practice.
Huh? You got stuff to cover for that?
No, first practice August the 1st. That depend on the coaches what time they want to start. They can start at 6. They can start at 6:15. You can do 2 hours or 2.5 hours, but you know we have 10-hour max for that whole week when we first start practicing. So coaches will decide exactly how they're gonna do their practice. I will have a field assignment done before that day. Probably give it to you guys the 30th, so the parents to know exactly where you guys gonna practice at to break down. So I'm in the process of doing that now. I already got an idea of how I'm gonna set the field up for each team to practice on.
If they're doing like 6 to 8, try to get them on 12 as much as possible,
Okay,
so we can
preserve 11.
build out the other fields.
I don't know. 8U might just take all of field 12.
No, well, I was planning on doing field 12 be when in the light, if they change, because I heard something else, time change. I was gonna use field 12 as the special team field. So when we do special team, I was gonna send like inner team or whatever. But since Steve just said use field 12 as much as possible, I do it different.
Let's have a rotating.
The only thing with that is when we go to field 12, I guarantee you with like the many people we get, like soccer players, the old men that come out there and play soccer, they're gonna be on field 11 destroying it. That's the only thing I have. And then we run them out, we gotta call the police and all this, and they be wanting to argue. So that's my problem. That's why I be trying to make sure we stay on field 12 11 as much as possible. So they won't mess it up. If we gonna mess it up, we gonna mess it up. I'm just gonna be honest.
Paying for it.
I'm just gonna be honest with you. But I will try to keep us. I'll probably put one team on field 12 then. I might put 6.
Well, you could just do like, everybody gets on it once a week.
Okay.
And just do a rotation or something like on this
Well, I'll
night.
do that then.
That way, and then you
Okay.
can still leave half of it for special teams.
All right, well, I'll do that then.
That way you got the whole
Or you
field.
can set it up to where if they're gonna do like some kind of like ladder drills or something like that, the stuff that really tears the grass up, do it on field 12.
Okay.
Tear field 12 up.
Because it doesn't matter how much you tear it up, it always comes back.
Yeah.
That's the best
Because
field.
it gets the least amount of use. So try to keep all that stuff that's really
Alright.
going to tear it up over there.
So yeah, we can set up like conditioning stuff, hardcore conditioning stuff on 12 all the time.
Okay.
Maybe we do like all our bag stations and ladder work and all that stuff there. Even though they have a spot on 11 and 10.
Okay.
That way it's just like offense, defense, and like smart stuff.
All right, well, I set it up.
I like that. Sounds good. All right. So that's new business, old business. I kind of already covered, but like I said, league insurance is in. Like I suspected, it was going to go up, and it pretty much did. Last year we spent $34.54, $84, and we had an extra team, and I had more coverage. And this year it was $32.23.60. So it definitely went up because I have less coverage on one less team, and it's only $200 short. And just to add to the uniforms, we got half of them paid right now. We paid out $46.75. The rest is due by the end of August. And as Sam mentioned earlier, we should have the uniforms just before Jamboree. So I'm thinking it's like the 12th or the 13th. That's what I heard.
Also, with uniform this year, we're keeping them. All right, we're keeping uniform this year, and also we're doing top and bottom. They still need practice
Right.
pants.
That is correct. Well, if they lose it, they pay for it. $75. They're gonna know when they get their equipment and their uniform handed out. It's gonna be on the paper.
Or you can, if you want to, if you got a team, they can take the uniform after every game. I think other teams do that. I think other teams do that. They take the uniform after every game. So that's up to you guys how y'all want to do it. If you got a responsible team, I suggest you can do that.
Like I said, it will reflect on the equipment sheet because that's going to be considered equipment this year. So it has a jersey size, the pant size. Right now, it's just
right
all
now, just
home.
home. We can't afford away right now.
Away's going to come a little bit later.
It's not integrated. It's a sleeve, like something like how we did for 808. You need the pants. Anyway.
Right. Just tell them to get their black practice pants and they just slide over. Yep.
It can be any color. They ain't gonna be able to see it.
But black is
Black is better.
black is smart. All right.
Or they just get a girdle.
They could, whatever. All right. So that's insurance and all that. B, my least favorite subject, guys, background, certifications. Get on your guys to get this stuff done. It's beyond past due. And like I said, I sent out an email, priorities paperwork for players now. So let them know that just because they give it to me, say tonight, I may not get it to it till tomorrow or the next day, just because I'm doing player stuff now. They've had their chance to have at me for 2-3 weeks. So tell them I need to get on the ball. All right.
What's that?
Proposal I told you about.
Well, you should have covered that in your report.
Oh,
So hold on, Sam has one more part to his report.
I'm sorry. I supposed to cover some of my report. I normally don't talk this much. One of the proposals, I got 2 proposals that we had to put on the table, and I forgot to do it in my report. One of it is Royal Palm Beach Wildcat Community Service involvement. I think I sent everyone who's part of the board an email about it today. Location where we'll be doing that is Village Royal Palm Beach neighborhoods. Maybe Steve can help us out with this too. We wanted to try to do it every second and fourth Sunday around 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. The time can be adjusted if it have to be. It's basically us proposing to teach the players more about community service and get them involved in community service. It could be anything from neighborhood cleanup, where we walk around with garbage bags, gloves on, and clean up the neighborhood. It can be volunteering at a local nursing home, even lawn mowing local homes, yards, or painting some old building. This also will give us a spotlight with the media, because I plan on getting the news involved and them seeing the young men doing good things in the community. And Steve, if you know anyone that needs something done, with volunteering, maybe you can reach out and say that you got the Royal Palm Beach Wildcats that's willing to help. It could be something simple as just going around and talking to the elderly or anything that we can get involved in, because we want to do more than just play football this year. We want to take our program to another level. Another proposal I'm bringing forward is having homecoming this year, a homecoming event this year where we can raise money and also involve former Wildcats. We had 2 Wildcats that just went to the NFL, former parents, players, come back, coaches, one big game. We can also do something with the players where we can do a Mr. Wildcat, whoever raised the most money. So we'll start the homecoming fundraiser 2 weeks before the homecoming, or 3 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, where we'll get them raffle tickets and they'll go and sell the raffle ticket. Whoever sell the most raffle ticket will become Mr. Wildcats. And also we'll have different division where it can be Mr. 6U, Mr. 8U, Mr. 10U. Parents like to have their kids sell and be this person. So that'll be a good fundraiser. Tyresha, if you think about it, that'll be a great fundraiser. And also we can bring during homecoming. I know we got to get with you, Steve, with bringing getting a permit to bring bounce houses and water slides to the park. So we'll have to give me a timeline of before we have to do it, about 2 weeks before or 3 weeks.
60 days.
60 days. So that means we got to start doing the proposal now for the bring the bounce houses. And with the bounce houses, we can charge also how they do it with the Commons Park. They charge $5 or $10, and the kids can go in there and bounce all along. So we can make some money off that too. That can be a fundraiser.
You got a head shake on that.
Can't charge.
Can't charge. Yeah, I'll charge.
That's a county field.
No, not charge to come in. Charge to get on the bounce house.
Still, they won't let you charge to do anything like that.
Well, we'll do a donation. Same thing.
Gotcha.
We'll do a donation then. We'll just see if they donate to get on the bounce house. Also, something I was also doing homecoming, we probably have a homecoming dance. We'll probably rent one of the Village of Royal Palm places, event halls, and but we'll have 6U, 8U different than the 10U, the 12U, 14U time zone. So it'll be a 6 to 8 for 10U and then 8 to 11, because I think that's the lady you're going to have something at Royal Palm Beach with the kids. So that's a proposal. Huh? Okay. So they're just on the table. If y'all agree with it, just let me know.
So we'll have to talk about this more, so I'll definitely draw up an email and
I already
put those
seen it.
two. All right, well, I'll get everybody to chime in. Just to add to that, we should definitely do the homecoming, only because I know a lot of other programs are also doing it this year. Second reason is we definitely need to get on a date, so sooner than later, so I can give it to Pop Warner and they will actually make sure that we have that game at home. So it's actually a homecoming.
Okay.
All right, so date, if we decide on it, the next thing they're gonna do is a date.
Anything 60 days from now.
So that pretty much limits our options. All right. Public. Does she have any questions for us? No? She's ready to go. All right. Need a motion.
Motion to adjourn.
Someone to second it.
Second.
Hasn't talked the entire time.
All in favor? All right. Hey, our next meeting is not until September. All right.